Hi guys, so if you're coming over to the Philippines, you might end up hiring a bike, and it's probably one of the best ways to get around, and this is probably a typical bike that you're going to hire. So I'll just show you a bit about the bike and what it is like. This bike is a semi-automatic 125cc. Basically, semi-automatic means you don't have a clutch. So all you've got is 4 gears down here. So down one is 1 gear, 2, 3, 4, and then back all the way up to neutral. When you're driving a semi-automatic, you put it into first gear, it's not going to go anywhere straight away like a car. You can press the accelerator, you're going to go forwards, and then what you want to do when you get to the end of the gear, you want to let go of the accelerator, pop it down into second gear, and then power back on. You don't want to be changing gear while you're accelerating. On this side you have your front brake and you have your back brake. So your back brake is very, very weak on these bikes because it's what you call a drum brake. It's not a disc like the front. So the disc is a very sharp brake, a very powerful brake, and on concrete roads or tarmac roads you want to use your front brake a lot more than your back brake. It's a stronger brake. But when you're driving on roads which are gravel, you don't want to really touch the front brake. Because what's going to happen, you're going to touch the front brake, pull it hard, and the bike is going to slip and out from underneath you. So what you want to do is just nice and gently on the back brake. You can press as hard as you want really, it's not going to lock with these back brakes. It's kind of hard to lock them. Another few bits which are really important are the mirrors. You really want to have the mirrors in a good position, especially out here because things are coming up behind you a lot of the time. And you want to every so often glance in your mirrors. Over here when they drive, if they're coming to overtake you, you probably see them in your mirror, and then they'll come up beside you and they'll give you a little beep on the horn and they'll come round you. Now it's not a beep to say get out of the way, or it's a beep to say look, I'm here, I'm coming round, don't come into the middle of the road or don't do a sharp turn. Because you'll find a lot here that people don't actually look a lot of the time and they'll just spin round in the middle of the road and go the opposite direction, just randomly. Or they'll be slowing down, and at the last minute they'll just go onto the other side of the road and park up. So that beep is very important. So about 50 meters back, 20 meters back, sort of, give them a little beep and then they know you're coming. And then just give them plenty of room, move around the side of them, and then carry on with your journey. So there's two ways to start this bike as well. You've got obviously your key ignition, your electronic start, and you also have a kickstarter. Pretty basic stuff. And then you have your little side stand here. Some bikes that we've found that we've rented won't start if you still have the kickstand down, which is like a safety thing. So if you're going around a corner and your kickstand's still down and you come round, you're going to hit the kickstand and it's going to flip you off the bike. So some bikes that we've actually hired won't start when the kickstand is down. So she caught us out one time in Indonesia where we were like, why is the bike not starting? Why is it not starting? And then we quickly realised that it was the kickstand. When you're hiring a bike and you go to the shop and you pick out the bike you want, a few things you want to look for is just the wear and tear on the bike. You don't want one that's all battered around and scruffed and broken plastic everywhere that's not being treated very well. So you just want to have a quick look when you hire it, check that all the plastics are in place and not cracked, because something that they might charge you when you get back to the hirer even though you haven't came off the bike. Another thing you want to check is your tyre pressure. So you want to just stick your fingers on the side, give it a good push, and if it's soft here, then it's going to be soft all over the tyre. Another good tip is have a look at the tread. I mean, a lot of the bikes out here, the tread is going to be pretty worn down. That's on the same as the back tyre as well, so you just want to be careful. You ride in here in the Philippines or anywhere else in Asia, so the upright position of the bike is the safest position you're going to be in if the bike is upright. If you start going around corners like this, leaning the bike out, then you're not in a safe position, especially on these roads here, because you get a lot of wind here, and especially up on the mountain roads. It's still concrete and stuff, but you get a lot of dust blowing onto the roads and small little stones and sometimes even quite big rocks from landslides. So if you're coming up to a corner, say doing 60 kilometers an hour, and you come around the corner like you would in the UK or back home, and you start leaning it around this corner, and a lot of them here are pretty sharp, you're going to be coming off the bike. You want to keep the bike upright, you just want to take it slow into the corners, keep the bike up. You can lean a little bit to get your corner in there, but you don't want to be doing any MotoGP stuff around here because you will come off, and wearing shorts and t-shirt, your skin is just going to come off straight away. I've seen quite a few people on my travels sitting outside of a bar with no skin on their arms and no skin on their legs. It happens a lot. So another good tip when riding a bike, I always do it. I've had bikes from a young age as a kid. Never ever wear flip-flops while riding a bike. It's probably the worst thing you can do. I know it's really hot and it's boiling out here, and the one thing you don't want to do is wear trainers, but if you're going to hire a bike, wear trainers, because the last thing you want to do is trying to change gear or trying to brake on this side and your flip-flops hanging off, or it comes off and you panic, and it's just stupid. You want to just wear good trainers so you've got a good footing and nothing's actually moving around. Like as you can see here, for my flip-flop, it's going to be moving around in the wind and stuff while riding a bike, so you don't want to get it like caught under this and then you're trying to find the gear. It's just not a good idea. Just wear trainers. Another good tip is, even if it's during the day and it's sunny as hell, keep your front light on. Your front light is very important. People can see you a lot better even if it's bright daylight. Just keep your front light on. This bike is typically around 500 pesos for the whole day for 24 hours bike hire, and you probably find often that they want to keep your passport as a guarantee that you are going to pay for damages when you get back. There is cases where you can sort of get out of this by giving them maybe 4,000 or 5,000 pesos as a guarantee as well, if you don't want to give over your passport, but they're not too bad. I mean, they're not going to do anything with your passport, they're not going to lose it or anything like that. I've done that a few times. So at the end of the day, they want their bike back and you want your passport back. This is a typical helmet that you'll probably get when you hire the bike. We actually call these piss pots. But basic helmet, little clip, put it on your head. Definitely get a helmet when you hire a bike. I wouldn't recommend hiring a bike if they're not going to give you a helmet. This is probably the one thing that's going to save your life. Even though it's a real crappy helmet, it's still going to protect you if you come off and bang your head. Sometimes you get better ones with the sides, like the half-faced helmets with the little visor that comes down. They're really good. They protect the whole back of your head and the side of your ears. But these ones, as you can see, they don't protect a lot, but they're going to protect a lot if you do bang your head. So if you're coming over to the Philippines and you want to hire a bike, I recommend it. It's pretty fun. Just if you're not confident on a bike and you've never ridden a bike before and you think, oh yeah, it's the Philippines, they don't care if I have a driver's license or not, I would say don't. I mean, the roads here change very drastically from tarmac to gravel to dusty corners. So if you're not a confident rider and you haven't ridden a bike before, then I don't recommend hiring a bike. It's not worth the trouble if you fall off, it's not worth the pain, and it's not worth the big fine at the end for damaging the whole bike. If you are a confident rider, it's probably one of the best ways to get around and one of the best ways to actually explore and have an adventure. Even if you're not that confident, you could give it a go for a day, take it slow. I mean, we went out for the whole day. I don't think I went above 50 kilometers an hour. Like that's a really slow speed on a bike. But it's nice, you can just sit there and you can just take in the scenery, take it easy, especially if you've got a passenger on the back. It's great fun. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video about the bike and how to hire one in the Philippines and a little bit of the road conditions. If you come over here, definitely recommend it. But don't be stupid. Have a good day. Bye!